65. Oof, wow, beautiful. 75. Wow, 85. Whew. Beautiful. Good morning, everyone. Today I am talking about hydration. What is hydration? Well, hydration is the amount of water that the dough has. In this case, the bread has. So here I have 3 different breads with 3 different hydrations. And of course, I have 3 ready preheated Dutch ovens ready to bake these 3 breads. This one is at 65% hydration. That means that I have 650 grams of water per kilo flour. Here I have 75% hydration. That means that I have 750 grams of water per kilo flour. And here 85. That's 850 grams of water per kilo flour. Almost the same. So, the video of today is talking about hydration, which is the best hydration for a bread. But instead of that, which flour is best, or which hydration is best for every kind of flour. I'm going to try 3 different kind of flours and see which is the best hydration for it. But first, let's start baking. So, let me put my gloves on and here I go. First, whoa, this is heavy and hot. Here's the third one. Okay, so I'll go here with 65, 75, 85. Good. This bread it's the same bread, same formula. The only thing that I've changed is the hydration. So here is a formula. Here's the first bread at 65% hydration. Remember that you can download my app free for Android and an iPhone and install it and then add these recipes to it. Here's the 75% hydration. It's almost the same. The only thing that I'm changing is the amount of water. And finally here, the 85% hydration. Okay, good. So let's start. 65, 75, 85. Just some semolina or flour here. Also on the back of the bread. And ready to unmold them. Let's go with the 65. This bread has been cool fermenting for around 24 hours at 5 degrees, really low temperature in the fridge. Wow, they are really cold. Okay, 1, 2, 3. And now, time to score them. Always use a sharp blade like this one. So let's go with the first one. Come here and see this. Wow. When they're cold, it's easier to score them. If you do it at room temperature, sometimes you don't get that oven spring. And let's see the 85, what it says. Good. Let me check. Okay, perfect. Time to close them, and I take them straight to the oven. Oof. Interesting exercise. 2 and 3. Good. Okay. 65. Oh, 75. Let's go. Oof, this is heavy. Okay, let's go to the oven, which is here, preheated. Oh, this is heavy. Wow, okay. And, oh, thank you, the 85. So, this one is the 85% hydration, goes on the right. 75 goes in the middle. And 65 on the left. Whoa. I'm using a deck oven, which is kind of strange. I'm using a deck oven and inside another oven, the Dutch oven, inside another oven because I'm just baking 3 breads. In this case, if you want to get the best results out of this oven, you need to bake at least 6 bread at the same time. So 3 breads is okay. That's why I'm using the Dutch oven inside this oven. It's preheated at 250 degrees and I'm going to bake them with the lid for around 20 minutes. Go. Okay. Let's go back to the lab. And let's see, let's make a test of the flours. So, as I said, this is a hydration test, but not exactly which is the best hydration for a bread. Instead, which flour can hold more water, or which is the optimal hydration for 3 kind of flours. So, I have here, this one goes here, this one goes here. I have supermarket flour, a plain flour that I bought at the supermarket, the cheapest one that I found. This is the kind of flour that I bought. I don't know which quality it is, but sometimes flour that you buy in the supermarket, the regular one, are not the best. Maybe it's an all-purpose flour or something like that. So here I have bread flour, which is meant for bread, as it says, or pizza too. And here I have a strong bread flour or high gluten content flour, which is a flour meant for high hydration bread or pizza too, if you want to. So I hydrated the three of them at this different hydration, 65, 75, and 85. And what I also did is an autolyze. Autolyze, it's a method that a French called Raymond Calbel discovered or found out a few years ago, which is just mixing water and flour. Let them sit for around an hour, and then you get the gluten development. Both proteins that makes the gluten network will slowly interact in them and will form this gluten network. That's the autolyze. Of course, you can do it by mixing with your hands or using a mixer. If you use a mixer, there are three kinds of ways to achieve that. So the gluten network. And that's what I am going to check, because there is something that I always say, that it is better to adapt the recipe or the formula to the flour and not trying to adapt the flour to the recipe, because it depends on the quality of the flour that you're using. Sometimes, for example, maybe this supermarket flour won't be able to hold 85% hydration. So if you try to make a recipe that has 85% hydration using it supermarket flour, then you won't achieve it. You'll end up with a mess. So but on the other side, if you use 85% hydration in a strong wheat flour, you'll get better results. So the idea of today is to find out which is the best hydration for every kind of regular flours that we can buy. So let's start with the first one, which is this one. Let me find this and this to wet my hands. So here I have three different hydrations of a supermarket flour. I have 65%, 75, and 85. So I think I should start with 85% hydration, which I think it's a lot for this regular all-purpose supermarket flour. Let me wet my hands like this, and let's go with the 85 to see what I can find. Oh, it's really sticky. As you can see, this dough is really sticky. Of course, there is a membrane here, but take a look. It tears apart really easy. It's a sticky dough. It's like kind of a mess. I don't think this is a good idea to hydrate this flour at 85. Maybe you could achieve something, but I think you won't get the best out of this flour. So let's move to 75 and let's see what happens at 75 hydration. It's 10% more, less. Okay, it looks better. It's sticky dough, but yeah, it's not bad. 75, look, there's a better membrane. Whoa, there's a better membrane. But it's kind of sticky yet. Well, there's a little hole. I think it's at the maximum. This is maximum that it could hold. 75, I think it's too much. Maybe 70 could be okay for this one. But I think if we go down to 65, if we lower the hydration to 65, we'll get better results in this kind of flour. Okay, supermarket flour. This one, okay, take a look at it. It's easier to work with it. Take a look at the... Yes, this is a good membrane. It's not tearing apart. It's almost translucent. I can stretch it perfectly. No mess at all. So, yes, I think we found out which is the right hydration for this kind of flour. 65. So, here we have a winner. 65 for supermarket flour. Good. Let's move on to the bread flour, which is this one. Bread flour, also 65, 75, and 85. I think now we are going to see better results. if we go higher in hydration. Let's start with the 65 hydration. This should be something easy for this kind of flour. Okay, as you can see, it's harder to stretch it. It's not like the last one we just seen. Okay, take a look at this membrane. Good, strong membrane. Not that easy to stretch it. It's making, I need to use my strength to do it. It's okay. 65, it's okay. But I think the ideal will be here in the middle. Let's go first 85. Let's go to the top of it. Maximum hydration. 85. It's kind of sticky. It's not that bad. Let's see 85. Yes, oh, you can handle it, but I think it's too much. It's maximum hydration. No, let's tear it apart a little bit there. There's kind of a membrane. I'll take a look. It's not working. 85. No, it's too much for this flour. 85 too much. So let's move to 75 and see what happens. This way, you can easily see which is the best hydration for the flour that you're using, rather than looking at the package, which says maybe that it has a lot of proteins, but sometimes it's not real what the package says and the flour that it's inside the package. So with this test, you can perfectly know what kind of flour you're using. So take a look. Good membrane, 75, it's okay. 75 is a good hydration. Here, okay, it's tearing a but it's translucent. Take a look. Strong. Good. So 75, I think it's okay for this flour. This is a regular bread flour. Good. 75, so we have a winner. Bread flour at 75. And let's move on to the last one. Strong wheat flour, which has more protein and should be better for bread. 65, 75, 85. So let's go first with 65. This strong bread flour at 65, it's like a rock. Take a look at this. I can almost stretch it. It is so strong. Here's a membrane. This is very low water for this kind of flour. It's okay, but it's just too little water. Okay, let's try 75. Let's see what happens at 75. 75. Whoa. Looking good, also strong. Take a look at this. This flour has a lot of good protein. Okay, take a look at this. It's incredible. 75. Hydration, much better than the other one. The second one, the bread flour. Excellent membrane, translucent, strong, good. So let's move on and let's go up to 85% hydration and let's see what happens here. Wow, excellent. Take a look, still strong. I think we could even go up to 100% hydration with this flour. Excellent quality. Take a look at this. Excellent membrane, strong. 85. So you've seen it's really easy. So we have another winner, 85 strong wheat flour. So you've seen it's really easy to find out this way which is the right hydration for every kind of flour that you have. Just go pick up the flour that you have at in the cupboard and do this test and you'll find which is the right hydration before you start making the dough. So that's really interesting. And talking about the dough, what is going on with the bread? So that we know which is the best hydration for every flour, let's mix them and see what happens. But first, let me clean this mess. Okay, everything ready, 3 mixers and 3 different hydrations. But first, let's go and open the lid because it's time to see what is going on in the oven. Follow me. Done. Okay, let's see what happened in here. Let's go with the first one, 65. It's been 20 minutes. Oof, wow, beautiful. 65. Let's go with 75. Wow, beautiful too. And let's see with 85. Whew, beautiful too. Okay, good. 65, 75, 85. Let me put some 20 more minutes. I'll come back then. 20 minutes. Let's go back and do some experiments and see how the doughs respond to all this amount of water. So, as I said, I have 3 mixers and 3 flours, different flours with different hydration. Here is the supermarket flour, the all-purpose flour that I'm going to mix it with 65% hydration. The bread flour here in the middle with 75% hydration. And here on my right, I'm going to use the strong bread flour with 85% hydration. I will mix them all at the same time. And I'll be using the paddle. So let's go. The first one, let me put all the ingredients. I'm also using sourdough starter today, as usual. I prefer using sourdough starter rather than yeast, but of course it's okay. This experiment would work perfectly too using yeast. And the salt. The last ingredient that I'm going to use is the water, that I leave it here. Now let's move on to the second one. Here's the bread flour at 75, salt, and sourdough starter. Here it goes. Sourdough starter, and I keep here the water, 75% for the water. Here goes the strong wheat flour, the last one. Sourdough starter. It goes, and the salt. There. Only ingredient that I'm not using right now is the water, 85% hydration water. 1, 2, all set. And one more thing. Let's take the time. I use this timer. Okay, let's start. Here we go. First at low speed. And then I'll go starting adding the water slowly. Not all the water at the same time, just a little bit of the water. And this is called basinage. If you add all the water at the beginning, maybe you won't get better results. It's always better to go adding it slowly. That's called basinage. Okay, 3 mixers mixing bread at the same time. This is like a competition. I don't know which one is going to win. 65% hydration, 75% hydration, 85% hydration. So, a few things. This one should go a little bit faster. And as you can see, each dough is absorbing a lot of water, different amount of water. So each dough is supposedly to accept the water that we're going to add. 85, 75, and 65. As you can see, the little water that I added is asking more. Take a look at the doughs. Come see closer. This one looks like breadcrumbs. I need to add more water right now. This one is also a little bit dry, so I add more water. And this machine here is fighting against the dough. It needs more water, the 85% hydration. Take a look. Okay, almost done. So I still have the little bit of the water. Everyone, we're 1.5 minutes right now. Okay, the machines are working. A few things. Maybe you are wondering why I'm using the paddle instead of the hook. Maybe for this one I could have used the hook, but in these two, which are more high hydration, I rather prefer using the paddle, because what I'm looking for, it's not time, rather than I'm looking for the dough or the gluten development. So when the dough cooks or holds the paddle, not the hook, that means that the dough is going to be ready. So that's what I'm looking for. Here, the doughs are asking for more water. Here goes more water. Take a look at this one. It's also asking more water. And the last one also asking for more water. Good. So I think now it's time to move to second speed. Go faster. Then I put this one faster, and this one also faster. Great. Another important thing talking about sourdough bread, because these ones are made with sourdough, is that the sourdough starter always needs to be really active. Think that the sourdough starter is yeast sourdough, but this one is a natural yeast or homemade yeast. It's not a commercial yeast. So it's always needs to be um, always need to be active before you start baking bread. Today I'm just mixing the dough to show you how time it takes or how should it look like more than the time. But the thing is that the sourdough starter needs always to be active. So here in my channel you have plenty of videos on how to mix a bread, how to make a bread. There's full of. But if you are more interested in sourdough starter, here is my sourdough bread masterclass. Check the link there, and if you want, you can start it there and get more deeper into sourdough. Okay, come again here. This one, I think it's time to add all the water. All the water goes in. Good. The 75 is also asking for more water. Take a look at how it is holding the hook. Okay, all the water goes in there too. And this one, I still have this water. I'll keep it there for a few seconds more. What am I going to do now? So this one are run out of water. 65 and 75 are gone. These are still working. So I need to move the speed. Okay, I put it faster, a little bit faster here. I don't want them to go flying around. And let me put this one there. As I said, this is not a matter of time. It depends on the kind of flour you're using, the speed that you're using, the machine you're using, the humidity. There are many things to know. So what you need to look is for this, that the dough is holding the hook, or in this case, the paddle. So we are around 4 minutes, 37 seconds. I'll keep it for just 5 more seconds, and I think that this dough is ready. 44, okay, ready. Whew, yes, I think the dough at 65, it's perfectly mixed. Good. And I put this here. These other ones are still in the competition. Then move them there. And let's take a look at this dough. Maybe the gluten is not fully developed at this moment, but it's okay since we're working with sourdough. The dough needs to ferment in a bowl. So it's going to take a few hours. In there you can make some during the bulk fermentation you can make some stretchings, which is going to help a lot the gluten development. Take a look at it. Oh, take a look. Come and see this one. As I said, the dough is holding the paddle. So it's time to add the rest of the water that was remaining. There goes in till the last drop. No more water. There. All the water in. So now let's see who's the winner. 75 or 85. We are 6 minutes. 6 minutes. And both those. I think that the 85 is winning. Okay. But here I have the 65 hydration. Take a look at the dough. It's beautiful. So I'll make some stretching and foldings like my friend Richard Bertinet. And as you can see, this flour is not the best flour. It's just a regular flour from supermarket, but it's okay for 65. But I think that the gluten network is not the best. It's not the best quality, but it's looking good. Okay, good. This is 65 hydration. Let me put it in the bowl. There. We'll just keep it there. Maybe I'll do a few stretching and foldings in a few seconds. 85, it's winning to the 75. I think I'll put this a little bit faster than 75. We're almost there. 7 minutes. Take a look at the time. 7 minutes, and I think we have a winner here. The 85. I think it's almost done. Oh, it looks good. It looks good. If I need some more gluten development, I can do it with the... Oh, take a look at this. See how strong this dough is. Whew. Bah. This means that this flour is excellent. 85% hydration is good for this kind of flour. Okay, let me put this here. We still have this one. 775 still working. And let's see how it goes in the bench. Great. Look. Excellent dough. An excellent flour. Take a look at it. There. Beautiful. 85% hydration. Excellent. Here it goes in the bowl. You have the other one, 65. And 75 is coming. It's coming. Here's a 65. And the 75, it's coming along. 85. And we are 8 minutes, 25 seconds. And I think we're almost there. Good. This one took a little bit longer. I thought that the 85 was going to be faster, but 75 was slower than the 85. You never know. It depends on the kind of flour that you're using. Okay. Good. So time to stop this. So it's been 8 minutes, almost 9 minutes took the 75 flour to develop. Good. Let's see how it's on the benchmark. But as you can see, the different qualities of flours. That's why I try to do this experiment for you to have better comprehension of the flours that you're using. So you've seen the 65 was okay. This is a 75. I think it needed just a little bit more development. Yes, just a little bit. A few minutes. I could have left it. It was almost 9 minutes. Maybe the best would have been 10 minutes in the machine. But always this technique of stretching and folding helps to finish the gluten development. Good. Good. So I'll leave it there. And let me put it in the bowl. And let's see if I can make some more stretchings. This is 65, 75, and 85. Take a look at the different gluten development, how strong this flour is. This one is also a little bit sticky, and this one, 85, is perfect. So let's make just a few stretching and foldings that can help a better gluten development. Sometimes it's not needed, but take a look. What a beautiful gluten network has. Just make this. The stretching and folding method is always good to do at the beginning of the bulk fermentation. Think that this dough should ferment at room temperature for around 4 hours. So if you make this stretching and foldings, that should be during the first hour. Then you should leave it like 3 hours more to ferment and gain gases to let it grow. Good. That's looking good. 75. Good. And I also make a few stretching and foldings to the 85% hydration. This dough, the 85, I think is a winner. It's a beautiful dough. Well, I think it's a more professional flour or stronger flour for making bread. That's why we have these great results when you use more professional flour. This one is a bread flour, regular flour, and this one is an all-purpose flour from the supermarket. So, okay, now we've seen how to mix them with a machine. Of course, I could have done this with my hands or also using autolyze, but I think it's okay. Let me clean this mess and we'll see what's going on in the oven. Okay, 4 seconds and it's time to open the oven. There, come with me. Let's see this, how gorgeous are the breads today. Oh, great. Okay, 65. Excellent. 75. Good. 85. Okay. Let them cool down, and in a few seconds, we'll review them. Ooh. Finally, here I have the 3 breads. They're still a little bit warm, but it's okay. So, this is the 65% hydration, 75% hydration, and 85% hydration. This was baked in real time, so here are no tricks, nothing at all. Looking from the outside really fast, this one, the oven spring looks a little bit interesting because I think it was, the dough was too dry, so it has kind of exploded. This one is not the best here. Sometimes I have a better oven spring. Maybe the razor blade wasn't that sharp as I said, so but there's maybe an issue, but the bread is still light. And here you have a better oven spring. It's not also the best one, but we were testing more about the hydration and the flours rather than the baking of the oven spring. Here in the channel there are a lot of videos about that too. So let's take a look at them one by one. Okay, so this is the 65. It's light. The crust looks kind of thick rather than thin, but it's light at all. Here is the oven spring. As I said, the ear, it's kind of exploded. And here I have some bubbles in the crust, which means that this was an cold fermentation bread. It's here, crust. Okay, so let's open it up and see how's the dough of the crumb. Okay, as I expected. Nice even crumb, not bigger holes. It's still warm, a little bit warm, but it's beautiful bread. Excellent for toasts. 65% hydration. Looks good. Perfect. It's fine. Yes, it's okay. Let's see the other one, the 75. Also light, hollow. Let's see that from how it looks like. Okay, so now we have another thing here. Now we have more bigger air pockets here and here. It could have been better. I know this bread could have been better, but it's okay. I was just testing the hydration of each of each flour, sorry. That's good. Better crumb, of course, because there's more water and the flour was even better. And let's see how's the third one, the 85% hydration. Oof, look at these big pockets. Wow, what is that? I think this bread could have been fermenting maybe a little bit. Yeah, it's okay, but it could have fermented for a little bit more time. Maybe 1 more hour in bulk fermentation could have helped. It's okay, big pockets, but there are a few things here that I don't like that much. But I was testing the flour, not just the fermentation. It's okay, it's edible perfectly. Yes, could have bulk fermented from a little bit more. It looks good. Yeah, it's okay. But it depends on what are you going to do in a toast. If you put a lot of butter or honey, you're going to have a problem with that. Maybe this one's better for that. But that's it. Yeah. So let's take a look at all the crumbs. 1, 2, 3. This one here. But the idea was to more than which is the best hydration for bread, because it depends on the flour, of course. The idea was to see how to handle the hydration with the bread, with the flour that you're using. If you're using weak flour, then you have to lower the hydration. If you're using the bread flour, you can do something else. And if you use a high hydration flour, you can go up to 85. Then, of course, you have to check the fermentation to make it better, the oven spring, how you cut or make the scoring of the bread. So there are many other issues that you have to take in mind, but today the experiment was to see, to work with flour and hydration to know which is the right hydration for your bread. So, okay, let me see your comments. What do you think about which is your best hydration, or what kind of flour do you use, or what kind of experiment would you like to see? So I hope you have enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the next one. May the gluten be with you.